I grew up loving like Friends and Will and Grace, and I'm a big sitcom fan.
What about Laverne and Shirley? Is that a valid? Do you know what that is?
I do. I do. Actually, you know what I've heard people say about our show is Lucy and Ethel. I've heard a lot of people say it reminds them of which. I mean, I have I Love Lucy posters all over my house. Like
really?
I love Lucille Ball. So that was a great. I'm not as familiar with Laverne and Shirley. I have seen it, but I do know I Love Lucy, and it's because Ethel and Lucy always get into very sticky situations, and that's what's going to happen with me and Kat working a bunch of odd jobs and that sort of thing.
What are you, Lucy or Ethel?
Good question. Probably the Lucy, because I'm usually the one, like in the pilot, there's a very big scene you'll see where I kind of make a mess. And so I think maybe, I don't know, I think we both are both of them in certain ways, but I definitely am making the mess in the pilot, so maybe Lucy. Usually on TV, the women a lot of times are setting up the jokes type of a thing, and we're actually like the butt of the jokes, we're the ones doing the jokes, and I'm really excited about that. Like, we get to be the goofballs, we get to have the stuff in our face, you know what I mean? It's going to be, I don't think there's a lot of that, so I'm very excited about that.
There actually seems to be a lot of female-driven comedies coming out this fall. Like, what do you think now? What do you think that is?
I know, I was trying to think about that, like why, because it is, because Whitney has her show, and then Zooey Deschanel has, you know, maybe it's just, you know, Bridesmaids did so well. I think they're just allowing women to really be goofy and funny, which I don't know if it was as accepted before, and I don't know why that has changed in our society, but I'm glad it did.
Rico, welcome to Toronto.
Thank you.
Something quite wonderful is starting to evolve in that last episode, the relationship between Manny and Cam. Can you talk a little bit about that? It's just they seem such natural pals. Like Cam just seems like such a great mentor for Manny.
Yeah. Cameron in the show, he's a great character, you know, even though he is very emotional, but he can be very, he can teach you a lot if you just listen to him, because he's probably been through it before.
Well, particularly Manny's case, I think.
Yeah, Manny. I think he relates to him because he's the type to be kind of like a little bit like Manny, so I guess that's why he's very close to Manny. That's why he tries to give me advice on everything.
What do you think you and Manny have in common? Are you as snazzy a dresser as he is?
I can be at times. If it was my choice, I'd be wearing shorts and a regular T-shirt just like this. But I have to be proper.
Yeah.
So
that's a pretty snappy pendant you got happening there. You're working it.
I am like Manny in many ways. I have nieces and a nephew, and I recently got a nephew, so I have nieces and nephew. And we really love our mom a lot. We're big mama's boys. And we just like to live life to the fullest.
So, one of the great things about it's got a really strong. Hi.
Hey, how are you?
I'm good. This show has got a really strong female cast.
Yes.
Like really cream of crop in terms of comedy. How are you guys? Now that you're a season in.
We all still like each other very much. We'll see how that goes in the following years. But no, you know what? Me and Casey, I have to say, have become very close. Learning a lot about improv from her. Obviously, she's got a strong background in that, and being a part of such an iconic show like Saturday Night Live, there's a lot to learn from her. So we've hit it off, and you know, there's a lot that I think she's taking from me as well, as far as just having the experience on network television and having kind of gone through the grind before, and so we're learning a lot from each other, and Eliza is terrific as well, and you're right, it's two very strong girls there, and learning a lot from them and having a lot of fun in the meantime. So, you know, Casey and I also do a lot of like riff stuff off the set that kind of play into sometimes the scenes or not. We try new things, and it's been a lot of fun. It's going to be good.
Speaking of 24 and film,
right?
Thank you for that segue. Are you going to be in the movie?
You know what? I don't know. I have not. There was talks about it, and then there wasn't talks about it, and then so I'm just sort of at the mercy of whatever they end up doing and when they do it. But no, I've got no word yet for you. Sorry.
Now, Revenge, this Hamptons community, who are you in this somewhat disreputable crowd, I gather?
Well, it all depends. If you're in the Hamptons, they're very reputable. If you're not from the Hamptons and you're jealous, they're very disreputable. I'm playing a guy named Conrad Grayson, who's the patriarch of the Grayson family. He's a hedge fund manager, made a lot of money, and some of the things he did to make that money are coming back to nibble away at his family.
This is, I mean, you've done series television before, but in very, very different context.
The only series I've done is
Well,
the Tudors.
Tudors.
Yeah,
I'm just
yeah,
what I'm saying.
Yeah,
This
so
is
very different.
This is a little different.
Yeah, yeah. In a sense, I didn't consider the Tudors as much of a series format because it was Showtime and the commercials. You know, the media was going to be different between whatever the storyline was, but for each act. And this is fast and packed. Philip Noyce, I'd worked with him on Clear and Present Danger. It was a very different environment, of course, feature film, lots of money, time to get it right, big screen, we need lots of detail, and Philip tries to put all of that detail in a television schedule, which is close to impossible, but he still tries, and he does it benevolently, but I call him the benevolent steamroller. He'd summered in the Hamptons, he knew these people, obviously that was the backdrop against which we see ourselves, the Hamptons. He knows it, he wanted it in the pilot, and he also wanted to make sure that the characters that we were starting off with, that we were presenting from the get-go, had the layers that we could then peel off as the series developed.
Again, something very different between doing a feature and doing a series is that you have a chance to explore that character over an arc.
I guess so, yeah.
You'll find out.
Yeah, I guess I'm putting the layers on right now, so that when we start shooting,